Hi guys, so today I'm going to share a pound cake recipe with you. You are going to love it. It's like heaven on a plate. It's perfect for giving it out for the holidays. People are going to love you for it, I promise. So to start off, you're going to need some flour, sugar, baking powder, and salt, some eggs, shortening, butter, and milk. You're going to need 5 extracts. I'm using vanilla, almond, orange, lemon, and butter extracts. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare my pan. I'm using a little bit of parchment paper at the bottom so it can be easier to get out. And I'm going to go ahead and grease it with some shortening and then flour it. You guys, you're going to love this recipe. I've never heard of 5 flavor pound cake before. But now that I've made it and tasted it, this is the way I'm always going to make my pound cakes. It is so good. 5 flavors sounds weird, but they just mix together so well. Oh my God, this is the best cake I've ever made, I promise. It's an awesome, awesome recipe. And I'm excited to share with you guys because it's so good. So here I'm just rolling my flour around in my pan. And then I'm going to shake off all the extra flour. You don't want to leave all that extra flour in there. So now that it's nice and prepared, we're going to set it aside. Now I'm going to take my flour and I'm going to add in my baking powder and my salt. And I'm going to give it a good mixing. And that's my dry. Now I'm going to take my milk and I'm going to add all my extracts to it and give it a good mixing. And then this is my wet. So now to start off, we're going to go ahead and cream our butter, sugar, and shortening together. You want to cream it for about 4 to 5 minutes until it's light and fluffy. So next we're going to beat our eggs in a separate bowl. You want to beat them with the cake mixer for about 2 minutes. It's going to make them light and fluffy. And then we're going to go ahead and mix them together. You want to mix it until everything's incorporated and it's nice and smooth. So now we're going to start to add in our dry and our wet. You want to alternate in between the flour and the milk. So go ahead and add a little bit of flour, beat it in, then add a little bit of milk and beat it in, and then just keep going until you're completely done. You want to make sure you start with the flour and end with the flour. This is the perfect pound cake to give out for the holidays, you guys. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to make a couple and then cut them in half and give them out to friends and family because I'm telling you, this pound cake is so good. So now that we got everything mixed in, you want to beat it until it's light and fluffy. Next, you're going to spoon the mixture in the pan. Try not to get it on the sides. Smooth it out to make it nice and even. We're going to bake it at 325 for an hour and 30 minutes to an hour and 45 minutes. And when you get it out, you want to let it cool for at least 15 to 20 minutes before you try to take it out. So to make the glaze, you're simply going to take some sugar, water, and the 5 extracts you used. And we're going to heat that up in a little saucepan. You don't want the fire too high because we're not trying to boil it. We're just trying to heat it up until the sugar dissolves. So now I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of parchment paper under a cooling rack. And we're going to try to get this cake out without it falling apart or messing up. This is always stressful to me, trying to get a cake out of a pan. Yes, girl. So now you're just going to spoon over the glaze. I didn't want to use too much glaze because I thought maybe it was going to be too sweet. But when I make these again, I'm going to use all of the glaze. The glaze made it so, I don't know, the texture of it, the crispiness, it just made it so good. This cake is so good, you guys. Like I said, it's heaven on a plate. It's so moist, it's so fluffy and then it's the right amount of sweetness. And you guys, I promise, if you make anything on my channel, let it be this cake. I don't usually say, oh, share this recipe, but you guys have to share this recipe with your family and friends. The cake is that good. Oh God, I usually take one bite and then say yum, but you see me, girl, I kept eating it. Yum.